Good morning, and welcome to the Deal Room Live, the daily real estate deal tank powered by Titan Impact Group, a global leader in AI-driven real estate investing and funding, where the real estate world meets speed, precision, and profit. And bring us your deal so we can put it into our AI model that analyzes and structures real estate deals in minutes, generates all the docs you need to get the deal done, and gives you a verified, unbiased breakdown of due diligence report. The investors get the advantage of getting fully vetted AI analyzed deals that cut their due diligence time down by 60%. So you're in the right place. Let's open the deal room now and get into today's opportunity.
Good morning, everyone. So that was my morning inspiration. I love listening to inspirational movies and videos. And is he here? Where's this? So this is from one of our favorite people. His name is Ellis, and it's called The Picnic Pit Lunchbox. So he does hands down some of the most extraordinary barbecue on the planet.
Well,
He
I
is.
tell you right now, there's no barbecue in that dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't smell like it. Oh, that's funny. So Tommy went upstairs and he got protein shakes and nuts and chips. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. It's just a little muffled.
How's it now?
Can you hear Tommy?
Yeah, I can hear Tommy now.
Yours is underneath your dress, not on top of it. Is it? All right.
So
Do it on your sleeve maybe instead of on your neck. You want me to do it? You got it?
about that? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Good morning. Excited you're all here. I don't know how much of the inspirational talk. Simon Sinek, he's one of my favorite authors, starting with why. So Tracy, part of homework that I give all the people we're mentoring is have them read starting with why. Because if we don't have a strong why, we all know times get hard, it gets harder. So Simon Sinek is, anyway, those are my fun things for this morning. I'm fun inspirational. Pick me up.
Something happened on my screen. Is it your screen?
So Blake, I've got the Facebook Live. You can do the link for everybody. Eva and Sunny are doing their thing.
Facebook Live's got the most ads cranking right now. And we did a little analysis on the ads. And then your guy Sonny over there on the Facebook on the social media manager, he ran out of words before 9 o'clock in the morning. You work people too hard.
I haven't even spent.
I'm just saying
Well,
your virtual team is saying, sorry, ma'am, we're done at 9 a.m. So obviously they be working their butts off to the point that you getting a full day work before 9 a.m.
Rachel, this is actually really funny. She is the receptionist, and I had Laura call her this morning and test it. Long story short, Laura told her who she was, that she's my BFF and she wanted a girls' night, and Rachel actually scheduled time with us like on a weekend to go hang out when she's here. So she's not just looking at my work calendar, she's also paying attention to my personal life too. That's comical. Okay.
Is that the AI agent?
Yeah, that's the Marbleism. Like,
I gotta set that up. That's so awesome.
it was awesome. I'm showing like everybody because again, as of this morning, I've saved over 400 hours of my time, and I've only been doing this less than 2 weeks. I started Saturday, like a week and a half ago.
You need to start this up, Tracy. Like, just go get it. And
Well, I think she already has it because of Drew.
I think I did it one time, but I don't remember finishing it, or I don't know. I know we've looked into it before though. I think Drew set some stuff up, but I don't know. Did you have a link, an affiliate link that if I get it again, because I can't find a login for it. I don't know.
Let me send it to you because it is. I'm loving this team. So
Yeah,
then I
account
have it logged in to all my devices. So rather than getting like another person, like having to sign up another person, Tommy's just like using like the Titan phone and stuff. But it's brought an enormous amount of relief to me because honestly, I never answer the company phone. And now that I know that it's being answered and having real conversations, it's been amazing. Cicely, you would probably love this. This would be huge for your business.
Yeah,
I see.
I looked into it.
Sunny posts like 40 posts a day across all my platforms.
Do you have to approve it?
You can either set it up to approve it, or once you get the cadence, you can just say everything's approved, go.
Oh.
Looks like I have a Marbleism set up for CashBridge Solutions, the hard money lending.
Super cool. I think some people sent some deals to us. Is that what I saw in the email? Did Trevor? Thought I saw.
When I have time, I'll have to dig into that.
Thought I saw.
I sent over the journey for capital from the subscription to the successful exit, and then also a TC operator agreement for transaction coordinators and their list of duties. Let's call it right now.
Do you guys have any deals you want to run while I'm trying to find this?
I'm sure I have deals sitting in my inbox.
How did that one get crossed out? What is that one? Why would that do that?
It's that number. It's that 55512.
I got you.
So I'm going through and fixing the dashes. So it's weird. It looks like it's now dumping it up here rather than down below. So something's wrong with their formula.
No, it's not wrong. The hottest leads have to be called first. They're not.
Okay.
We're behind.
So do you want to call these people
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when they came in, but
So
we're running over there.
came in within the last 24 hours.
All right,
And then Danielle came in like yesterday. Want to call from the Titan phone?
we're already on the phone.
Do you want me to find a deal?
Yes, please.
All right, here's the actual deal that I'm actually gonna work for myself. Let me share my screen.
You guys can also open up Facebook and promote the live. That would be awesome.
Do you see my screen? All right, so let me give you a little bit of history. This is a flip property in Las Vegas that was actually going to be a residential assisted living. I loaned the money on the project and they're about to pay me off. And now they want to raise funds to turn it into a traumatic brain injury specific and bring on partners and keep it and run it as a TBI. So she sent me the info and I threw it in and said, run this deal.
All right, and it says that the straight line on this is that it's not bankable as it's currently structured, meaning like it's saying that paper and economics need to be tightened up before money goes in. Excuse me, the biggest issue is not the projected cash flow, it's the mismatch between the pitch and the legal agreement. So,
Right. And they're gonna rely on me to actually structure it. This is kind of a rough,
right.
yeah.
So they want to raise a $1.2 million deal. And so can I just be a Shark Tank on it real quick?
Yeah.
At 8%, I'm getting 30 the agreement is that there's 30% to the investor on the 1.2 million, right?
Yeah.
So that that basically makes it the value of the property, and this is without us going deep dive on it, but the value of the property is about $4 million. Then is that what they're saying? Is that like the total value of this project?
Well, I haven't reviewed it yet, but let me look.
Well, based on the raise, so if they're giving away 30% equity for $1.2 million, that makes it worth $4 million.
Well, they already own the property. So this is
So-
the money so it kind of doesn't really have anything to do with how much the property is worth, if that makes sense.
No, not the property, the deal. It makes so like on Shark Tank when they say how many units have you sold? What are you trying to raise from us as the sharks, and then how much equity are we getting? And so they base that value based on the amount of money they're trying to raise. So if they're raising
Right.
1.2 million, giving away 30% equity, that's $4 million. Like,
And that's probably split between the actual asset and the income
Right.
from the business.
well, right, correct. But just from a Shark Tank perspective, like a VC perspective, they're asking for 1.2 and giving me 30%. I'm assuming they think it's worth 4 million. So I'm going to start looking at the numbers from there. And the first number I'm going to look at is the projected net profit of 400,000, 450, 500,000. So on a $4 million property, making that amount, the numbers start getting tricky in my head. So, but we can keep going through, and that's probably why Deal Hunter's going, wait a minute, what's going on? So under the current agreement, they're saying that the investors will get 96,000 total a year. That's under 1% of the total investment, right?
Right.
So that'll throw them off right there because they won't touch anything under the 1% rule.
Right.
So there's a little bit of a
Yep.
so, and that's why it sees the conflict. It says that there's a 2.2x multiple, but what it really only shows gross cash multiple is only 1.04. How is 2.2
Right.
even suggested? So then legal docs and pitch deck don't match, 30% equity. Then it says 20% equity. Okay. Then it says profits are split 70-30 after pref. So, it's saying that the operating agreement says that their investors receive a pro rata ownership based on capital contributed. So the pro rata ownership is that's that 70-30. So it's saying profit split, which should be structured as waterfall. Okay, keep going down. Return of capital is discretionary. This is sometimes so yeah, because it's saying, well, it's not a clean private lending deal. It doesn't appear to be offered as a private lending deal. It appears to be offered more as like a loan or an equity play. At least that's what I'm seeing is kind of like an equity play. So no real collateral. Sponsor recapitalization is buried in the use of funds. So if the sponsor's paying themselves back, like because you said the land or the property is free and clear, they own it free and clear. But if it's in the line items of use of funds to reimburse it for any of it, then that's considered. What is that? It's in the documents we just signed with Avester.
Well, and they don't own it free and clear. There's actually a mortgage on it.
Yeah.
And I haven't even reviewed these documents yet. So, but according to research, I'm wondering if it's going to talk about traumatic brain profit margins in here.
Probably not, due to the fact that it's lumped into just the category of assisted living. And then you can tag into it, like say this is a niche category that receives more money, and then it gets kind of tied on as a bonus, not as a baseline operating. Because let's just say, for example, the operator goes out of business or whatever, loses the TBI, and they switch over to alcohol recovery. That's the lowest of the barrel,
Right.
And so that's what they're going to base it on. And then anything above and beyond the lowest of the earner goes to bonus. So, and then, okay, so what I would require before underwriting further is the financial diligence, understanding everything. So again, it says the assumptions behind this are $10,000 per bed for the TBIs.
Right. And I think it's more like 30,000 per bed.
Yeah.
But I need to do more research.
Well, yeah, no, those facilities get anywhere between $800 and $8,000 a day, depending on what they got going on inside of them. So they make a lot of money off of those places. But the management of it also goes up too. When you got to bring on brain specialists and stuff like that, the cost I know brain specialists go for $450,000 to $550,000 a year.
Yeah. So let's see, like the expense on the residential assisted living with the same type of beds is around, I don't know, 25,000, 30,000 maybe.
Yeah.
Let me see if I had that written down.
I would want to see their breakdown of their expenses for a TBI, just to make sure that all the bases are covered. Because again, yeah, we'll take care of TBIs, but if you don't have specialists to justify that, it's not going to stay afloat very long. Because when the audits come down from, like, if they're getting subsidy or anything like that, the audits come down, there's going to be some scrutiny on that. And then if they're private pay only, the market will take them out.
Well, it's actually going to be doctors and nurses that are doing this.
Right. Well, and again, that's what I want to make sure, because I just being in the industry, I know how much nurses make. I know how much doctors make. I know how much all those people make. And some people that only do real estate wouldn't have a clue what a doctor makes. They'd have to go ask a doctor. Be like, hey, does this sound right? Does this look right? And
so does Deal Hunter dig into
I think I kind of tripled all the cost in my head when she was telling me about it.
Yeah.
And it still was about $100,000 a month profit.
Yeah. Well, it's a 10 bed. And you're going to assume that it's going to have 8 beds full. Try to, yeah, you'll be at 80. But hi, Tina. Is that Tina from North Carolina? Anyway, well, looking through it, it does a SWOT analysis and all that stuff. That's good. Get down to the bottom here. We can add to it if you want to, and then we'll jump over and see what's possible. They currently are operating as an assisted living facility, though, from what you said.
I don't think so. I don't think it's operating right now. They bought it to flip it as one.
Got it. And now they want to operate out of it.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I would. Did they send over financials showing like what the cost of doctors and stuff were?
No, not yet. I have a meeting with them at 3.
Got it. Well, if you want to be pre-warned to the prices of it, let's see if Deal Hunter can tell us. If you want to throw a dictate on it, I'll tell it what to say, or if you want to type it out.
Okay, go ahead.
We want to get an understanding of the cost and expenses to running a TBI group home. We want to know what it would cost for the operations of this by hiring and contracting doctors, nurses, staff, and what would be the above and beyond cost of running a standard group home. It currently is not operating as one, so give us our basis and then tag on to this report what the expenses would be based on, like having the nurse practitioners or medical doctors contracted and staffed to operate this place. And it's crazy, that I have my experience in being a nurse that I would know these numbers. But when I started the STEM Spa, I was actually hiring the nurse practitioners and we were hiring doctors of naturopathy. And so I actually interviewed these doctors and hired them to come in and work above me, right? Because I needed them to write the scripts for me to do the medicine, to do the infusions that we were doing for stem cells and vitamins and stuff like that.
So
Do you still do any kind of nursing work?
No, 100%
the other
retired.
thinking, Tracy, is that you could use Deal Hunter to help you ask the necessary questions of them when you have that call today.
Okay, we can do that.
Through, like, and say, let's have.
I can barely hear you.
I think your microphone's off.
I think it is.
I think your microphone is off, Catherine.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Sounds better. Yeah,
Okay.
good.
So what I was saying was that you could actually tell it that you're having a meeting with them today at 3:30 and you're going to go over all these things. What are the questions you need to be asking them? The hard, tough questions and the information that you need in order to do a thorough analysis of this deal. And it'll literally like give you a script and all the questions to be asking. And as they're giving you answers, you can be like, I hit the little dictate button on there and I just let it listen to the conversation and then continue to forward, like let it be a part of the conversation so that it helps guide all the things that I'm hearing, not hearing, to do a deep dive analysis on it. Does that make sense?
So you said go ahead and run the dictation during the meeting?
Yeah. So what I do is
got
I
you.
usually have like 2 tabs open with one's recording the conversation and then I'll just copy and paste it in because it only allows 9 minutes of conversation.
Right. Okay.
So let's keep looking at this a little bit real quick because we can validate stuff right now. So the current P&L shows that there's 478,000 spent on annual expenses, with 288,000 of those being made up of payroll. I can tell you right now that's 100% too low because it says that your payroll works out to only be about $11.54 an hour, and that's when you got that many FTEs, it's not even possible. You got to be way up higher. So it shows down there that Las Vegas wage benchmarks are closer to 22. And then what it's going to cost you for some of the other things.
Okay. So I don't even know if in this.
It's saying that it pulled it from a P&L. So it says your current P&L shows this amount.
Okay. So that's a projected Okay. So that is one of the documents I put in there. I was wondering because okay.
Yeah.
So it'll probably tell us where the discrepancy is. Okay. So
Well, right there, it says that the 336 to
Got you.
392 labor hours worked per week needs to be up around the $22 an hour mark, not 11.
Right.
You're not going to get that. So the lean model is around 501 with base
Right.
wages.
Just
right?
for wages. Right.
Wages, you're at 500. And I think I said that, didn't I? I think I said
Yeah.
500, right? So it's not too far off. And that's base. That's lean. That's not
Right.
even, that's not being fancy about it. When you talk about it being a TBI home, you're going to have to increase that again. So,
Right.
A realistic all-in standard residential home is more like 752,000 a year, which they were at 200. They were at how much?
I think you said 288.
or something. I don't know. Anyway,
I think it's set up here somewhere.
yeah, I think we're up back into the deal a little bit. Right there. That's the first one.
The other thing I'd be asking Tracy is who has actually done this before?
Right there, it says that it was based on the 478,000. So we're thinking that just labor is 561,000. They're saying with the mortgage, the payroll, the electric, the food, the insurance, food at $24,000 a year.
What?
Do you see that?
That's
A
not,
family
yeah, that's not
can't
enough.
even do that.
Electric's at 7,200, insurance at 90. Like none of those numbers are even close for
No.
that to me. And I live in an RV.
Exactly.
So those are all brakes. I hit the brakes hard. So going through it, going back down, you can see that this budget they have is completely not realistic at all. So because again, your numbers on this have to be. So let's go see what it actually says, what a TBI is actually going to end up being. Heavy clinical overlay, because again, these are people that need direct attention. Like
Right.
if you've never been around a TBI person, it's kind of a very hands-on interactive program all day, every day, all night, every night. Okay. And high level drugs. Okay. So one of the other things you got to do is you got to pay your nurses good enough to not be drug addicts.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Let's talk about that for a minute. Because I know about, I got an ex-wife who's a nurse drug addict, called me from a parking lot, suicidal because she got busted for 762 counts of narcotics theft.
Holy shnikes.
Okay, called me from the parking lot, told me I'm going to take my life. I ain't talked to that woman in 7 years. Called me and said, I'm going to end it. Please talk me out of it. That was fun.
Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, to be a true heavy TBI, they're going to need to factor about a $1.3 million budget, period. So the gap that you can give them is for them to understand they're about $800,000 off on their mark.
Right.
And again, and here's the best part. Ready for this? This is coming from the guy that pisses off everybody. Pay attention over there on TikTok, Facebook. Okay. This has no feelings, no emotions, non-biased or anything. It's just bringing you facts, letting the numbers tell you what to do. Okay. It's not this redneck smart ass telling you, oh, I've been there, done that, because you know how many people believe that I'm a nurse and I'm a contractor and I know both worlds so good that I could predict what this thing was going to say. You know, just give me a little Swami hat with a clear ball, and I got a better luck of selling that than I do telling people this is the truth, you know. So when Trevor and I were talking to those people about their dream RV resort, they want to build Disney for $2 million. I was like, that's not how you do it. Disney, you're going to spend $20 million to build Disney and pray you get your $2 million back every year now. So, and then you get to have it for 10 years to earn your money, right? Because that's how it actually works. So when these people are talking about doing a group home like this is what they have to take into consideration. So if they're wanting to raise $1.2 million, that's just to operate. And so if their line item says anything about paying this off or paying that off,
Gonna happen.
not happening today, not in Las Vegas. So having that conversation with them gets tricky unless you go, here's what the report shows. Now what?
Yeah, I mean, they're coming to me for the expert advice anyway. So
Yeah.
they're like, this is rough. This is what we came up with.
And you could take it from here, Tracy. You could take that, do that copy right there, copy everything that's right there to a Word doc. Save the Word doc as a Word doc or a PDF. Take it over to Notebook LM and tell it to make you a report in Notebook LM. Notebook LM would then immediately create this dynamic report that you could just say, here you go. Here's what we found. We did the due diligence on the docs you sent to us, and this is what we really see. Right there in Google Docs. Just copy it and paste it right there.
Connected.
Yeah. And if that saves to your whatever, you just go up and
It says yes.
and then go to your Notebook LM.
I think I have one open somewhere.
You think somewhere up there?
Yeah, look at all these freaking things.
Create a
Start
new
new
notebook.
one.
I probably have a few of them. Hold on, let me make sure I'm in the right account. What am I doing? Okay.
No, just from the drive down there, go to your drive.
Can I just copy? Can I just paste?
You could. Yeah.
Oh, you can, yeah.
You can title your notebook.
It'll title it for her after it understands it. See?
Oh, there you go.
Boom.
Okay.
And then you go over right there to, nope, not slide deck, go to reports right underneath it. Select the arrow, or there you go. Yep. And so now it's gonna, you're good right there. So go, I can't, well, I don't know why I can only see a part of her
Hold
screen.
on. It's because I tried to zoom in for you. So let me. Come on.
Okay, there we go. I'm like, I can only see half of your screen. So right there, it says project feasibility report, underwriting strategy document. Like you can select all those. Go back and make one for every one of them.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom,
Something
boom.
Model, budget analysis. Isn't this incredible?
And now all your stuff is there to hand over to them.
Yep.
So after this is, after this is done generating all these, review every one of these and then go, okay, boom, done. Save them over to a drive and send them over to them. Say, here's where we're at,
Yep.
and then they get to determine how to move forward. They might want to be like, you know what? Can we go back to selling this thing?
Right. You never know. They may.
And then if they do, you say, yes, you can. We got this, we've got a dispo team over here called Landshark Mastermind, and we can definitely set it up to dispo for sell it out. Not necessarily that it has to, because here's what we know. Investors like to buy stuff off market. For some reason, it's just like women. They don't like to buy stuff while it's on the rack. They want to wait until it's on the where?
On sale.
On the clearance
On
rack. So
sale.
that's why every store in the world's like, the whole store's on sale. Because guess what? Now the woman's going to go around and grab everything, right? Whole store's on sale. If you just put a sale sign on every rack in there, every rack is game. I've literally seen women do it where they walk up and they're like, the sale sign will be laying on the floor because the kid clearly knocked it off, and the woman will go, not going to shop there. And she turns around and goes over there because literally the sign is now on the floor. It is no longer on the rack. It is no longer a viable sales rack. We need to be over here. So with that analogy in mind, all investors want off-market deals. And so we are not opposed to realtors. We are wanting to just facilitate what investors really like and want to do, right? So
Wow.
is that impressive or what?
Yep. I like it.
So with the annual, the existing, it says that the annual revenue right there was what, like $936,000. Like that alone is what you need to operate.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a net profit of 457 for sure.
Interesting.
But now it's gonna lay it out for them, so they don't have to be like, oh well, who came up with this idea? It's right
Yeah,
there,
for sure.
black and white, baby.
Yep. Is that it? Should I do any more?
Well, and you can tell them like a nurse actually underwrote this with you. Be like, I had a literal healthcare professional who's been in healthcare for over a decade say these are valid numbers, unless you got something different.
Right.
Then at that point they can come up and be like, yeah, we've got these nurses from the Philippines and Guatemala who are going to come in and
Oh my God.
No, I'm not joking. They do. Because again, you can get a work visa. Like every nurse on the reservation is from the Philippines. There are not one single naturalized citizen working on the reservation.
Really?
Like it
Really?
I was one and another doctor was one. Everybody else there was working on a visa at the reservation.
Wow.
So, and again, because the need is there, and they're like, okay, well, and there's a whole program for recruiting those nurses in there to that, So, and Trevor could probably speak to that too. Trevor's in healthcare. So, Trevor, how much is the average physical therapist salary per year? Trevor,
He's not listening.
listen, buddy, if you're just coming in here to show your pretty face around, you can go ahead and keep doing that. Way better than mine, I swear.
Tina, welcome. Super excited you're here. We're here running deals.
Tina looks like a new face, so I want to give her a chance to say hi. And who are we?
We've met Tommy.
Where did we meet up at?
I have a Boone property, a big vacant brick building in Boone that I'm revitalizing.
Yeah,
We
that's
talked
right.
about that a few times. Yeah.
Okay, now I remember your. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you said you're back, I'm like, because there's been a couple Tinas. Maybe I thought Tina from North Carolina, not from
I
Idaho.
thought you said something about North Carolina. No, Iowa.
Iowa. Is it Iowa or Idaho?
It's Iowa.
Iowa. I knew it was an I,
Yeah.
and it wasn't Indiana, Illinois.
No,
So-
it's Iowa.
It was Iowa.
Yep.
No, that's awesome. How's that project going for you?
It's stalling. Yeah, financing. Just, I'm having a hard time getting my numbers to be, to have a viable profit on it right now with interest rates and everything. So that's
So
kind of where
let's
it's
sell
sitting.
your tax credits. We know it's a historical property, right?
No, Boone didn't. They didn't move forward with any of that in Boone. They had a committee that they were putting together, and then they had a change of mayors, and the volunteers that were on that committee just didn't have any experience, so they don't have any designated historical properties in Boone or areas.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah,
That challenge
actually, I
is-
mentioned to
challenge-
them, I said, I have an expert in that area that
Challenge
could come in
accepted.
and help us.
Challenge
I,
accepted.
yeah.
So, yeah, as a matter of fact, we were at a conference here in Arizona, and we've gotten information about nationwide projects. It's not just key to Arizona. So what we can do is we can share with you the info we got at that meeting,
Oh,
and you can kind of comb through that, pull it into your
Want me
AI.
to share it?
Yep. And it talks a little bit about opportunity zone. I don't remember if yours was in one or not.
that is another thing Boone has not done. No, they
Right.
would be a perfect city for opportunity zones. And those are coming back up again, right? I mean, are they
Yeah, oh, yeah, they're
requalifying?
already up. They're already up.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we need to get you the information for the historical tax credits, and it doesn't necessarily require a lot of input from the city or county. You can do a lot of this work through the national level,
Okay.
and we can get you the information to learn how to do that, and put you in touch with the right people to do that.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. I wanted to. Are you guys? Do I have a
2
second?
seconds, Tina. We have a car that just started up here that's really hard to hear. But in the meantime, I put in the drive there the link for the conference we just went to with all the PowerPoint presentations.
Awesome.
And this was a part of what they talked about. So there was one in there about historical. Okay, so Tina was saying something when they shut off the car. Go ahead, Tina.
Yeah, so I want to just kind of throw this out here to see what you guys think about this. My son is attending. It's a performance tuning school in Texas, in an area near Sealy. The school itself has this continuous flow of students that come in for like 9 months out of the year, and it's continuous. But there's nothing near it for housing. Right now they have a large amount of land. They've been there for years. It's a very, very profitable private company. They make muscle cars really fast, and so they have millions of dollars of vehicles sitting out on their lot. But Bray has actually been speaking with the owner about the property that's surrounding it. There's a big interstate that runs from Tennessee into Katy and Houston. It's about, I would say, rush hour, about an hour away, but it's expensive, living there in Katy and Houston. However, I've been looking at the property values around where the school is, and they're significant. Like, you have a handful, quite a few of them that are around over $1 million. But they're starting to do across the road. They're starting to build out a residential community, and so I had proposed to Bray, I'm like, let's maybe see who owns that property, if it's Hennessy or someone affiliated with them, if they would be interested in some type of like student housing, modular housing, so that those kids, he's the youngest actually. Most of them are adults. They've been in the business for a long time. Youngest other than Bray, I think, is 27. They're driving. Some of these guys, they're renting properties in Houston, or even outside, driving 175 miles a day to get there. Bray, it takes him from Sealy about 40 minutes. So I was just curious, like, what would be the potential to do something like that? If that property is potentially for sale, or if they would be interested in leasing, or how I would go about pursuing that.
Opportunity is always available when we have understanding of what we got. So yeah, if you were able to harvest more details for the area, that'd be great. But
Okay.
what it looks like from our standpoint here in the mastermind is we go after deals, we find opportunities, and before we lock them up, we always try to make sure that we have a sponsor or buyer on the flip side to take it over, right?
Okay.
Unless it's something like in the case of a rental property that we can show a DSCR loan, we can structure it for, say, for example, Blake's right now trying to work on something that we can get him money on. He's going to need to bring in a partner that's going to, take some money. Blake's ideal partner is going to be somebody with a credit a good credit score, maybe some liquid capital, depending
Yeah.
on how much, depending on how much Blake wants to give them, give the partner, and how much they want to take off the deal. But if you got good credit, you can be your own capital source, your own capital partner. You can go and take that on, and we'll help you through it. But when we have to start adding these other components into it, the share of who we call the sponsor, and in this case it'd be you, the sponsor. Blake's a sponsor on his deal. I'm sponsoring the data center and the RV park, and so my partners on that are Catherine and her investors on my two deals. We're trying to find people to capitalize Blake's deal. We're trying to find people to capitalize Katya's deal, because we're locked up on what we got going right now.
Yeah.
So we're working with more on getting more capital partners in. Tracy's bringing in more capital partners. So the idea is to fill the pipeline with deals and then apply good logical sense to them so they make sense. Because like we just ran through Tracy's deal, and Tracy sees like we're not going to spend a lot of time chasing capital there. We're going to spend more time fixing the product and making it valuable and making it have a good return on investment.
Yeah.
So those are the areas we're working within. So if you see that there's a need out there in Texas for this, and you can bring us an address to run, or even if you want to do deal discovery and be like, let's find a property around there that would be suitable. Maybe we find a broken down RV park around there somewhere, that, because like you said, it's expensive to live there. Let's go find one that's just sitting around, pick that up, convert that into the housing model that's necessary for these kids to not have to drive, or grown adults, whoever they are. The students going there, they don't have to drive more than 30 minutes to get there, right?
Yeah.
And Deal Hunter can show us how to do that. So if you're using Deal Hunter to do that, great. If you want to do it during the show, great. We'll do that as well. We're always looking for contact.
Yeah. I actually was just on Deal Hunter now, kind of tossing that in a little bit.
Nice.
The concept around it. I even wondered if maybe Hennessy, the owners of Hennessy, would be interested. They're car people, not real estate people, but that would be such a benefit for them to have housing for their students.
Absolutely. And in this case,
and they've got the money, they've got the cash flow.
Yeah,
so
you can make that outreach to them. But I would wait until you have something to outreach to them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just had a call. I'm going to take a call right here, because this is on a piece of land that we have for sale. So we're going to run a live call, right? And I'll just give everybody a heads up. This is off of an ad that I've got running on Facebook Marketplace.
0 can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message.
I don't ever leave a message. What I do is I send a text. So, and I'll just let everybody know what it is. This is off of a property that I have a joint venture with. I got a guy that bought the property off of a tax deed auction. I went out and inspected the property, and he bought it sight unseen. He has no idea what's on it, what's about it. So he bought it for $3,500, and he cleaned up the title for another $3,500. So he's into it for about $7,000. I said, I'll be your joint venture partner. I'll pay you back your money and split with you $500 a month if we can sell it owner financing. He said, okay, done. So I listed the property, and I listed it for $35,000, and we're going to sell it at I'm going to sell it for $5,000 down and make them pay $2,000 in fees and documents so that we can get it closed. So they're going to end up paying $7,000. I'm going to hand that to my partner, and then him and I are going to get $250 a month for the next 60 months. So if you do the math on that, what does that come out to? $15,000. So we're both going to get $15,000, and then that person is going to give us, him and I, $35,000. I'm sorry, I take that back. $30,000, because it's a balloon payment. They're going to pay us $30,000 in 5 years on top of the $15,000 we earned for the last 5 years. So at the end of it, him and I are going to split. We'll get $15,000 each for the 5 years in interest only. And then we're going to get $15,000 on the day of closing. So $30,000, and all I did was run a Facebook Marketplace ad. And all he did was buy something at the auction, sight unseen. So that's how that works. All right. And so that we'll see if they call back and kind of go from there. So Tina, you said you ran this through Deal Hunter. Are you able to share your screen? Your mic, you're muted. If you can share your screen, that'd be great. We'll run that deal. If not, I want to jump over to Amore real quick.
Yeah, no, I actually had switched over from ChatGPT to Grok recently, so I don't have ProPlan anymore, so it cut me off. So I can't get into the Deal Hunter. It made me start a new chat, so I lost everything that I'd put in there. Might need to re-upgrade that again. But I did put the address in there, and I'll get more details for you guys and send that over.
We're gonna be working on other platforms. And I've been working on other platforms, testing them out. But at the end of the day, they operate and function basically the same way that I'm getting this to do it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, Grok is so much better, or Claude is so much better, or this is so much better. Well, are you using the paid version of ChatGPT? If you're like, I'm assuming people say this is better, they have used the ultimate version of ChatGPT. So, and when they're like, no, I never paid for ChatGPT, I'm like, well, then how can you know it's better? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had ChatGPT Pro.
Yeah.
And we used that for quite a while, and then we were like, okay, well, let's just check out Grok, and I've been using Claude.
Yeah, is it better? Yeah. Are you able to create more, do more, be faster?
I haven't noticed yet. Yeah. I haven't noticed yet. Claude isn't.
I have yet to find anybody.
Because the Claude code I'd like to get into, the Claude Claw a little bit. I'd like to see it, but I haven't done that one yet, so we'll see.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's to my point, is that like people tell me, oh, this is so much better than that. I'm like, okay, as compared to what? And that's what I've had to start asking, is as compared to what? Because
and I think too, each platform seems to have its own little niche that it's good at. You know, so it does depend on what you're doing with it, what your intentions are with the tool.
Right. And for us, when we built Deal Hunter on this thing, we built it in a way that it's going to function for us for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I to say that Claude is now the path and the way to go. Okay, great. But if I can't do Deal Hunter over there, I'm not going.
You know, you can. You can literally copy everything that you've done on ChatGPT and import it right into Claude.
Well, what I'm saying is do they have models on Claude, and you can make custom? Yeah. So then we might do something like that. Yeah. So that, because again, for us, Deal Hunter is a brand maker.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why we're using the law of Hormozy or whatever it is, where if our free tools are so good that you want to pay us for it, then you'll pay us for what we really want money from you for. You know, and for us, we want money invested into our deals. Like, we want people to invest into our whatchamacallit. We want them to invest into our deals, into our assets. We want them to invest into our masterminds. But at the end of the day, we want them to invest in themselves, right? Like, give us money to do stuff for you, but do stuff for you that turns you great. Like, I don't want people to just hand me money and be like, turn me into a pink elephant. That ain't gonna happen, But if people are willing to go through the steps to do that, like Blake, he's ready to go every day. Like, social media dude on it, ready to go. Yep. He's ready to turn into that pink elephant, So, and he's putting the work into it. It is 10:01. If we don't have other deals to run, I'm going to start making phone calls. And just raise your hand. Anybody want to sit here and listen to me run phone calls? Raise your hand.
Yeah, I would.
I
I got
will.
1, 2.
Sure. Tracy's like, no.
Tracy's like, no, I got things to do. Bye.
Bye.
So I will go ahead and we'll pull up our call list, and I'll run live phone calls. I'll run some live phone calls and see if we can't get some people converted. I'm going to shut down the TikTok
So you can use that phone.
so I can use this phone. We had 1 viewer. I got to spend money on TikTok and stuff.
I think I'm the one viewer on Facebook.
You probably are. You're
We love
100%
you.
system.
Thank you.
So I'll shut up. All right. We can still hear me, right? We'll do a radio check here in a minute. Are you able to pull the numbers up on the screen behind me? All right. Let's do some phone calls. All right. 630. That's going to be a Chicago number. Let's get her on the phone. 630-269-0954. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Can you hear the phone ringing? What are you doing, babe?
I just need to be able to do these drop down.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Don't change these.
Three.
Don't. Please
I'm
don't.
moving it.
90954 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Yes, hi, this is Tommy D with the Seven Streams investment group that you called about. We are interested in talking with you about financial education that you can actually apply and profit from. So if you would give us a call back, our number is available on the
480.
480-351-3990. All right, I'm going to redo that. All right, so don't change anything on these forms. You can't add your own stuff to it. These are somebody else's.
If you're satisfied with the message, press 1.
Please.
To listen to your message, press 2. To erase and re-record, press 3. Message erase. At the tone, please re-record your message. At the end of your message, press 1.
Yes, hi, this is Tommy D with the My Seven Streams Income Investment Group. We'd like to speak with you about your interest in our ad that you've seen on Facebook. Please give us a call back. Our number is 480-351-3990. Thank you and have a good day. All right, let's go back to the list. Why are we changing stuff on there? Just out of
I
curiosity.
just need a place to put notes because up here there's no room.
It's over there, right? It seems like this form is really messed up and I'm scared. You see how this line right here is down
Yes,
and it
it's
shouldn't be
something
there.
that they've done. I haven't done that. So here's the next
Yeah,
one.
but there's nobody in here. Like it's just us in here. Nobody else uses this. This is all done through automation.
So something happened with their automation.
It has nothing. There's no way the human being factor in here is not involved at all, right? So I have to fire them.
No,
Well, I'm
Just-
trying to, because again, there's nobody else in here touching this except us, to my knowledge.
however, these are getting imported. Something happened that's messing with.
Well,
the
I'm showing you what
importation.
happened is somehow we moved everything from the top line down to line 5. It wasn't that way earlier.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't that way earlier.
Agreed.
So we just have to go back and get it back to, go back and undo, just click undos until we fix it. Because I don't want to move forward until this is fixed. This is $9,000 form right here. Keep going, keep going.
That's it. Because I didn't do it.
Is there another?
Nope.
Can you click the button again?
It wasn't me.
All right. Well, we're the only one that made these changes in here. I don't know what happened.
The automation, the programming of this, something happened in the programming that's putting it up
Yeah,
here rather than
I'll
down here.
I'll talk to them because this is not not good. All right. Well, we'll just have to wrap this up today. So
You want to call these other 3
No.
people?
no, I need to get this fixed first. So we're probably not using it right. So anyway, we'll wrap it up. Everybody have a good day. We'll catch everybody tomorrow. I got to jump on this.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
All right.